Hi there, it's Sam from poodles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's an envelope punch board box. I love it. I know I made one a couple of weeks ago, but you know, once you start using your envelope punch board, you can't stop. And it opens up like that. It's huge. Now this one I've got here in front of you, that was made with the the Whole Lot of Lovely designer series paper, and I kind of realised I was using an awful lot. Oh look, I've got my bow the wrong way around. Let's not fiddle with the bow. I've used it so much that I thought, oh, I need to use something else, and because I'm using the Daisy Punch, I brought in Daisy Delight, and I really love this paper. And I made a box, or a bag rather, quite a few weeks ago, and everybody loved the green with just a single daisy on the front. So I'm making a different version of, well, I'm making a totally different box, but with the same paper pack. So my piece of paper, 8 by 8 inches, 20 by 20 centimetres. Great if you're doing a cardstock version. And I'm going to put two punch and score lines in on each side. So the first one comes at 3 inches, which is 7.5 centimetres. You punch and score, and then you slide your paper up to 5 and punch and score again. And these lines, you can actually see them quite well on this paper. You guide them, you line them up to a guide, and there is a little bit that sticks out there, and you line them up. Oh, you see, look, I can't see now. It's such a funny, sunny kind of day. Actually, it's 3.5. It's 3 and 5 inches again, isn't it? Oh, I'm so dippy. Doesn't matter that I can't see. Because it's a square box. And you just keep punching and scoring and siding all the way round. Oops. So 3 and 5 all the way round, which is 7.5 and 12.5 centimetres all the way round. And when you're done, because it's got this great corner rounder at the top, slide in the top and round off all those corners. Right, isn't the paper just glorious? I actually really like that side too. No, I'm going to go with my original plan and go with this lovely green. And the other one, the one that I made, I have this sort of, the area that I'm sitting in my office right now is my craft side, which is where I keep all of my craft supplies. So everything is kind of handy in front of me. And this is my craft side, but I have an office side to my office, and that's where I do most of my work. So that's where I do all my admin and blogging and what have you. And before I chatter on, I'm just going to cut left and right of this part here, and then the same over there. So yes, over in my office side of my office, where I do all my paperwork and what have you, my bookshelves have got files on them that are pure white, and then I've just got the odd few accessories in rose gold and then pastel colours. So the bag that I made using this paper actually fitted really well in there, and it's sat there ever since. Gorgeous. That's how the box is going to fold together. Cool, Rooney. Right, these bits that we've just separated, so there and there, there and there, they're going to get glue on. Yeah, the word is glued, isn't it? We're going to glue those. And just bring them round, and this is what's going to create our box. My hands are all a bit wibbly today. I think I've picked the box up the wrong way around and it's just not feeling right. Okay, lovely, and that is a really good size box. What size is it? It is 3.5 centimetres deep, so that is 1 3/8, and it's 3 3/4 wide, which is 9.5 centimetres. Whopper box. Right, I have got Tranquil Tide ribbon here, which is just lovely and glorious and such a nice colour. And I kind of like a green, but it has to be the right green. Old Olive is not the right green, nor is always Artichoke. But I'm more than happy with a bit of Emerald Envy, and definitely happy with some Definitely had no issues with pear pizzazz. Tranquil Tide, also very nice. Right, that's not a bad bow. That's not too shabby at all. Then I just need to make my daisy. And so, whoops, my original one, I went with the pink that's in here with the matching pink ribbon, which I can't get on, but we'll just, you know, make it look pretty. So I'm going to go with white. That was a perfect fit. Can you see that? I'd somehow put my daisy punch down on my plastic pot. Oh, how cool is that? It fits. So I want a couple of those in just Whisper White. I easily amuse myself, don't I? If it fits, it sits. Like my cat. Anywhere she can find, she will sit. She also likes to go and sit over on my office side. I have sloping walls in the room I'm in. It's a lovely big room. I will one day do a video tour for you, but it's huge. It's 17 feet by 16 feet, so an enormous room. But it's a room that is above the garage. Now it was purpose built. It wasn't a loft extension, but it does look like a loft from the outside. It looks like, you know, just looks like a loft extension. So I'm not really sure why they did that, because the house is only a few years old and the previous owners designed it themselves, but for some reason they decided to put sloping walls in. It does have great acoustics, I will give them that. Really good acoustics in here. Great for filming. But anyway, so I have sloping walls here, so I'm actually sat under the slopes, so if anybody tall stands up, they whack their head. But over on my office side, I've got very tall shelves, because I've put those against the tall bit. And I'm going to get to the end of this story. And Fennel loves to go and sit herself on the top. She's got about, there's a room for her and maybe a couple of inches above her, and she sits, and she gets up there, and then she shouts at me from up there. She's like, I got up here, but you're going to have to get me down. Daft animal. Right, metal rimmed pearls. I curled my daisy a little bit too much, so it's not going to sit properly. That's better. Metal rimmed pearls onto there, and I need to make sure that this is only gluing to one part, not across two parts. Oh, here comes the sunshine to make life difficult. Dimensional into there to keep it elevated a little bit. And if you can see, that's the edge. I want to make sure that my dimensional only sits on one of them, not two, so that the box can be fully opened. And that, I think, is really rather sweet. And, you know, it's using the envelope punch board. Happy days. How to make a box quickly. There we go. It's got that ribbon back on. And lovely. So this is made with a whole lot of lovely. This one's made with Daisy Delight. Anyway, I hope you like them. Thank you ever so much for joining me. And if you have a cat that wanders around and does all sorts of random stuff, let me know. Bye.